And I finally said, yeah, can I help you? He says, are you that guy on Shark Tank? I said, yeah. So the number one exit was a deal called Plated. Okay. 2 guys from New York City started meal kits. Remember that whole thing where a meal comes to your door every day and then you cook it?
Yeah.
That whole idea. And
Blue Apron.
Blue Apron was the big guy at the time.
Got it.
So what happened was the grocers started to see this trend occurring, and they saw that Whole Foods was bought by Amazon, and they went, oh no. So Albertson approached us at Plated and said, we'd like to buy you. They bought it for $340 million. That was a Shark Tank deal. It was only 36 months old, and it had grown dramatically. And so that was the biggest exit in Shark Tank history. And that paid for a lot of my mistakes on Shark Tank.
Yeah.
But there are deals now on Shark Tank, and there's one being negotiated right now. I can't announce it yet. It's actually one run by a woman that's going to be the largest individual winner, because I own a small fraction of the business and she owns the rest of it. It's an extraordinary outcome. And she built something incredible. And of course, we're going to track it on Shark Tank. Shark Tank knows about it, but the deal hasn't been announced yet. We're getting $100 million deals all the time now on Shark Tank.
Wow.
Because the show does one thing that the real secret of Shark Tank is to understand that it reduces customer acquisition costs for its companies. 100 million eyeballs see every episode in syndication. So people see products and they order it online, and the company paid nothing to get the customer. You want to get on Shark Tank, and more, you want to get a deal with a shark so that you can actually be updated every year on the updates. And that's seen in 42 countries around the world. So we change lives on Shark Tank every day. Now, who knew this is going to get this big? I mean,
You didn't know that?
We had no idea. I remember
way.
season 3, I said, wow, we got a dog and a cat watching this show. That's it. Season 4, things exploded because we went into this recessionary period and started coming out of it, and everybody wanted to be an entrepreneur. And then we started seeing huge numbers every week. And I remember the first time that I went into it was at Logan Airport, and I went into the washroom.
Awesome.
And my daughter and my wife were outside waiting for me. And this had never happened before. I'm, at the urinal, I'm taking a piss, and this guy to the right keeps looking at me. And I said, it was uncomfortable. And I finally said, yeah, can I help you? He says, are you that guy on Shark Tank? I said, yeah. That had never happened before. He said, you're an asshole. And I said, why would you say that? He said, because you did a deal yesterday where you took 51% control. And I said, yeah, so what? And we got into an argument about it. And I said to him, look,
You're still peeing.
Somebody's taking a shit and they're just listening to it.
We're taking a piss at the urinal, just yelling at each other. And I said, look, a lot of deals get done in washrooms like this, but not today. Like, it's my money. I'll do what I want with it. So he storms out, and I learned this later. He says to Linda, my wife, and my daughter, Savannah, that asshole Kevin O'Leary's in the washroom. and she said, I know. That was that was the turning point. That was season 4 of Shark Tank. And then we just never looked back. I mean, wanted 600,000. I said, okay, listen, your valuation's crazy, but I really like you. And I'll give you the $600,000 as a loan for 3 years. Not an outrageous interest rate, but I want 2.5% of the company. And I want some warrants, and I want some advisor shares and yada, yada, yada. But then you'll get a Shark Tank deal. I'll give you 600,000. He says, no. I said, you really should think about that. He said, nah, I'm not going to think about it. So I would have made about $800 million. So we every year to celebrate our relationship, because I've stayed in touch with them because we're good friends now, we meet at the 4th of July on Nantucket Island, and we host this big lunch on the 5th, the morning after the 4th, and we bring our families. We have a great time. And he just grinds it into me every time. But
what did he not like about that deal? I'm curious.
He didn't like debt. He was scared of debt. And I needed certainty that I'd get my capital back. It wasn't guaranteed I'd get it back if he wasn't successful. So I said, listen, at least I'm getting a return, and you're giving me a little piece of the company for free to give you support, and you got a Shark Tank deal. He said, I don't want debt. I'm scared of debt. I said, either you're going to make it or you're going to fail. Like, if you fail, I lose my 600K. I'm taking that chance, but I want to be at the top of the cap table when I'm dead. I get paid first, It's not a royalty, but it's interest. And you got to pay me back the 600 in 3 years, which you could have done in 2 seconds because the company was wildly successful. But I like the guy. But his value, the valuation was stupid. He was offering I learned, my mother taught me something. If you ever disrespect money, you won't have any. It's karma. Every dollar I make, I kill myself to make it, and I don't want to lose it. I cry like a baby when I lose $10. Like the other day, I realized I forgot when I flew back from Dubai that I didn't have my frequent flyer number on that ticket, and I lost like $400. So I spent 2 hours calling the airline saying, "I want my ticket back. I want my ticket back." I'm crazy that way.
Wow.
I want value. I want value, and I want to respect what my mother taught me about this. That every single dollar is hard to make, and if you don't respect it, you're going to lose it. I don't waste money. I don't do stupid things. Like when I buy a watch, I'm buying it because I think it's going to appreciate in value, and it does.
Yeah,
I don't waste my dough on crap. That's the way I look at it. So I care about 600,000, and can I afford to lose it? Yes, but do I want to lose it? It's a lot of money. It's still a lot of money. 600,000 is still a lot of money.
Well, it's also a slippery slope when you're seeing that type of deal flow as well, because if you start ignoring, success metrics and just throwing 600K here, 600K there, all of a sudden you're just putting money into anything. And so you probably have rigid guidelines around how you invest your money. And that's what keeps you in those.
It's an intuitive feel. The other day, I split the tab at a very famous place here in Miami. I won't mention what it is. I won't say because I looked at it and I said, wait a second. This is ridiculous. This is just ridiculous. So, and I know the owner very well. So, and I said to the guy, I said, look, before we leave, you got to look at this tab. This just isn't, it didn't intuitively feel right. And sure enough, there was an error in there. They did triple charges for the wine or whatever it was. It's just, you get this intuitive feeling when you're getting screwed. And you just, I don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't want to be
they did that on purpose?
I don't think so. I think it was a valid mistake, but I said, no disrespect, but I'm calling you out on it. I want you to go back. I want you to check out, because I had a whole table. I probably had 25 people at this thing. And I said, there's something wrong here. I just feel it in my bones.
Should have took him out behind the barn.
No, but I wanted to respect his, go check it. He came back and said, yes, it's on us. I said, I'm still paying for the meal. I don't want free anything. Okay. I don't want to owe you anything. I just want to be charged what I thought I was going to be charged from your menu. And we cleared it out, and I'm still going to go back. We're still friends, but don't try and fuck me. Like that's like, I have a spider sense about that. And if I find out you did it intentionally, I'll rock your world in a way you have no fucking idea. Don't screw me.